Salutations, my name is Summer and this is Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats. And I do have Prim on my lap, but she's snoring, so I'm just gonna leave her alone. Oh, she just woke up. Silly girl. Okay, I was watching Rick McDonald's video, was it last night or this morning? I'm not for sure. Anyway, everybody I mentioned, I'll link down below. He was talking about how well he did on his goals for last year. And it's a great video. It made me feel not so bad about everything I failed at last year. It was a rough year. But this year I'm hopeful. I've been missing the booktube community. I committed to way too many things. I was that type of booktuber who was like, I want to do everything. I want to read everything. I want to join everything. I'm a slow reader. I could not do it. So I apologize if I was supposed to read something with you and I didn't. And hopefully this year I will commit to less and be able to do more. So anyway, I wanted to share some books that I am wanting to read for 2022. Some of them I'm sure you've seen last year. Probably many of them, but most of these books, I would say like 90% of these books I have found or wasn't more inspired to read. I might have already had them, but was more inspired to read by a booktuber. So I'm going to link everybody I talk about down below and let's see how this goes. So let's see. First off, I want to mention in 2022, I'm going to be reading a Piers Anthony. I do not own any of them, so I will have to get it from the library. And I actually did get it from the library in December, but I had to return it because I wasn't able to get to it. So John at Hey Y'all Listen Up, he has a great channel. I don't know if it's every video, but I can say almost every video he talks about Piers Anthony. It may be every video. So I'm definitely going to be getting to that this year. Let's see. I might as well just start. Just pick up a book. Okay, so last night I watched a video and I cannot think of his name for anything. And he changed his channel name. It's Parquetry is Nice. And let me know if I mispronounce that. But in his top 10, I want to say, he mentioned this book, Penin. And I have read Lolita, and it was a really tough, it was a tough book to read. I read it when I was younger, maybe early 20s. Maybe I was even a teenager. I don't know. I just had much reading back then. And I just remember struggling with it, and I talked to my mom, and she said that she was just so thankful that her desires were socially acceptable. You know, it's like, and I never thought about it like that. I never thought about, you know, I always think about, of course our actions are a choice, but what we desire isn't really a choice. I mean, it's a choice of what we do, but not of how we feel about things. So I just thought, oh my gosh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Yeah, I don't have those desires that the man has in Lolita. So yeah, it made me rethink everything. So I haven't read anything else by him. I've been a little nervous too, but he recommended this book. He really enjoyed it. So set things, and she's really cleaning. So if you hear, it's her cleaning on my lap. Okay, let's see. The Bastard by John Jakes. I have already started this, of course, and this is the first book in a huge series. They just talked about Benjamin Franklin, and he's gone to England, now heading to America, and it's fantastic. I want to read the whole series this year. My mom read the whole series while she was pregnant with me, She like flew through them. And this actually, I think, is a print of that long ago, the, you know, late 70s. But anyway, Bill Ruttenberg from the Ruttenberg Library, he has mentioned this book. I want to say, I don't know if Scott from the Bookish Bryants has read it yet or if he wants to. And I know Melissa from Libraries and Labradors wants to read it. It was in one of her hauls or when she was showing us her new bookshelves. So yeah, it's great so far. Let's see. A buddy read I'm really excited about, which is happening in June with Scott Danielson and Scott from the Bookish Bryants. That's, you know, I just want to say, I love Scott and Becky. I mean, I love so many of you guys, but they just make me so happy to see them together and just how they interact with each other. And of course, their Link, their dog, is adorable too. Anyway, but Scott Danielson, Scott from the Bookish Bryants, we are reading this in June together. I kind of invited myself, and and they were nice enough to let me in their buddy read. I've read the first and second book, Dead Man's Walk and Comanche Moon. Loved both of them. My mom, I went downstairs the other day, and she was watching the miniseries with Robert Duvall and a whole huge cast of characters. And it just brought that nostalgia back of when I think I was a teenager. I just hit her leg. She got her leg clear up in the air. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. So Amy over at Zoe Beck, last year she read some Vita Sackville West, and this is all Passion Spent, and she really enjoyed them. I think maybe a couple of her books was on her top 10 of this year. I can't remember because I've watched too many times. I love watching people's books that people love. So, but yeah, I'm excited to get to this. Matthew over at Mayberry Book Club, he's talked about this book many times. This is the Brothers Karamazov by Dostoevsky. Other people have had read-alongs. I want to say the Codex Cantina, Una and Crypto. Oh my gosh. Christina, Dostoevsky in Space. She is also, her channel name. So, but anyway, I have not read any of his books, and I own, I have The Idiot, I have Crime and Punishment in the Next Room. I have his book, so I need to read him. Hopefully I'll get to that this year. Also, Alice at Alice in the Giant Bookshelf. She talks about Agatha Christie quite a bit, and she had a tag that she made. Anyway, I need to get to more Agatha Christie, and I also want to get to the Westcott. Wasn't it West Maycott? I think these are considered more of a romance than a mystery, but I don't know, so we'll see. Greg over at Another Bibliophile Reads has talked about this beast of a book, and I've had it on my shelf. I got it at Ollie's. You can still see the sticker because it's, I don't know, sometimes stickers are so easy to come off and sometimes they're so difficult. This one's difficult, but I got it for maybe $3.99, and look at this beast of a book. I'm hoping to get to it this year, but I have so many books I need to finish from last year that it's just, I don't know, it feels daunting right now. Also, because of the subject matter, it makes me think it's going to be a difficult read because of that also. But I don't know. But I love Greg's channel, so I was happy that there's a book that he's recommended. And I haven't read any Volman. I don't know if I said his name, William T. Volman, the author. So, Peg at the History Shelf. Hopefully we will get to Disillusion this year by C.J. Sansom. This is the first book in a huge series. I've heard so many people say great things about it. Yeah, so Peg, if you're watching, if she's not watching, I'll just get to her on Instagram or something. But anyway, yeah, February, March we had said, but I don't have anything really going on plan-wise, so let me know. And it'll be our first buddy read, so that will be exciting. And I know she has a lot going on. They were going to move, and then, you know, anyway. So yeah. Let me see. So there's one that doesn't have to do with anybody. I just was at work. I've been working at an antique shop, and I found this book, and I was so excited about it. I was just like, and then I told all the customers that came in about how I found this book. But anyway, it's Brewster's Millions by George Barr McCutcheon. I'm so excited about this, guys. The idea, I watched this movie when I was a kid, and so I don't know. I don't know if it's good. I mean, it had Richard Pryor in it. And I think he's the one who won the, I don't remember, honestly. I was a kid when I saw it. So I'm really excited about that. This one I can't believe I didn't get to this year. Chimes of a Lost Cathedral by Janet Fitch. So this is the second book. It's a duology. I think it's only a duology. The first book was The Revolution of Marina M. And Carrie, a very literary Carrie, she read the first one, and then she like instantly went into this one and read it. And I instantly bought this one, but I can't believe I still haven't got to it. So I'm really wanting to get to this so that I can go and watch Carrie's video about it and hear her thoughts. That's one thing. I don't watch review videos unless I've already read the book, because I like going in blind, even though this is a duology and I have an idea. We'll see. Jack, the Rambling Raconteur, he's talked about this book. I don't know if if he said it's a favorite or not, but and I remember watching this movie when I was a teenager, or maybe early 20s. It's been a while. It had Gwyneth Paltrow in it. But anyway, that is Possession by A.S. Byatt. Is it A.S. Byatt? Yes. And I haven't read anything by A.S. Byatt. I'm thinking A.S. Byatt is a woman. And now it doesn't matter. But now I'm not for sure about that as I say that out loud. Okay, I was watching Melissa over at Libraries and Labradors, and she showed this book. This is Through a Glass Darkly by Carleen Cohen. But her edition, she has an old, hers isn't like this. It's not as bad and old as this one. But I've had this book forever, and I've lived in homes that are freezing cold, and I think that's why I have that extra. Anyway, but her edition, her copy was like a greenish blue color. And also Steve Donoghue has talked about this book before, so hopefully I can get to it. And it was actually given, I worked at a factory, and a friend, Sandy, gave it to me. She's like, you have got to read this book. And that was in early 2000s, so long time ago. All right, Mark over at Book Time with Elvis, he has talked to me about this book, and I have something on the cover, but this is a favorite of his, and that's Birdsong by Sebastian Faulks. So I have heard mixed reviews on this book, but I like most of the books that Mark has recommended to me, so I'm looking forward to getting to it. I thought I'd get to it in end of December, and I haven't. But you guys know how that goes. Let's see. Steve over at Steve Talks Books and Stuff, he was talking about Priest of Bones, and this is by Peter McLean. I think that's how you say it. I'm not really sure what this is about, because every time someone talks about it, I pause it, skip, so that way I don't hear what it's exactly about. But it says War for the Rose Throne, which reminds me of like War of the Roses, but I'm sure it's not anything like that. But maybe it is. Anyway, I'm excited to get to that, so then I can watch what Steve has to say about it. Or was it in one of his... No, he's said good things about it. So, oh my gosh, this little girl is like going to town cleaning. Okay, let's see, what is next? So this, I'm finally getting to this, and I have started it. This is the last book that my grandmother borrowed before she couldn't before the dementia overtook her and she couldn't read anymore, because I used to take her bags of books. Every Sunday I would go over to help her clean her house, and she was always outside, like in the garden, pulling weeds, that type of thing. But she always read. But the later years, she was like every week taking her books because she was reading so much because she couldn't get out and do those things. So anyway, this is The Bronze Horseman by Paulina Simmons. I've heard mixed reviews. I don't really care. It could be a crap book, maybe not. But my grandmother said she said, I didn't think I was going to like it. And then she really did. So that's what matters to me. So if you didn't like it, I'm sorry, but I will have, I'm sure, different feelings about it, because this was a brand new book when I gave it to my grandma to read. And she was like, took it, all over the house. Anyway, so yeah, I want to get to that. The shelf start, is it the shelf starters or just shelf starters? Here's where my paper is a mess, but it's Rosie and Kate, shelf starters. Yes. Anyway, they have recommended Cloud Street a couple times by Tim Winton. I read my first Tim Winton this year. Island Home, maybe, something like that. I think it was nonfiction, a memoir, like. So, oh no, I read Dirt Music also and really enjoyed that. So Cloud Street is one I think he's most well known for. But yeah, hopefully I can get to this soon so that way I can tell Rosie and Kate that I finally have read it. Okay, so Matthew over at Bottle Lamp Books, he has recommended 2 books. And the funny thing is, I didn't even realize he recommended the one book until I was thinking about, I was on one of Noah's Lives, which I love Noah's Lives, Friday night lives, but I haven't been able to watch them of late. So, but I was on there, and you know how the commenters were all like talking about everything, and buddy reads happen there, and it's just a great time. So yeah, definitely, like I said, I'm linking everybody's channels down below. But anyway, he had a different name. I don't think he was making videos yet, and he had a different name, but I don't remember it. But anyway, he had recommended William Golding, The Spire. So I got it. Still have not read it. Another one that Matthew has recommended is Wild by Jay Griffiths. And I have started another book that I keep in my purse, so I haven't really got it. It's like an emergency, like if I'm out and I need to read something. So I have the same thing in my car. I have a book in my car in the glove box, like just in case I'm out. But see, then the book never gets read, so I need to rotate. But anyway, I'm really excited about this. Talking about Noah, there are many books that Noah has recommended, but I read Hyperion last year, and or was it the year before? No, it was last year. And so I'm wanting to read the second one, The Fall of Hyperion, because I really enjoyed it. This is by Dan Simmons. So anyway, yeah, I'd like to continue on the journey, even though I probably should reread Hyperion. Okay, so one that, so I have always, which, it ended in December, but I have sponsored a lot of women through womenforwomen.org. And they have a book club now. And so this is one of the books that was in their book club. And, yeah, so I think I've seen some other people have read this. I think it kind of became popular, but, yeah, it's a beautiful book. So hopefully I'll get to that. And the last thing I want to talk about, I think, guys, go tell the bees that I am gone. Now, I'm not going to mention everybody who has talked about this series, because there's just too many of you. But I'm so afraid to read this. And to not read it right now, I'm thinking about rereading the whole series this year. which I've read Outlander. Oh, it's just this is so beautiful. I'm just so nervous about it. Because this series is the one and only series that has made me an absolute complete wreck. Like I would be reading, all of them have done it to me. I can't put it down unless Claire and Jamie are okay. And that's why the second book, I dislike the second book so much. I've read it a couple times, Dragonfly and Amber. So if anybody has read the first one, they're going into the second one and they don't like it, listen, the second one is written completely different. It's like backwards. And so if you don't like it, continue on. It is so worth doing. I just want to show off my, was this a 20th year edition? I have the second one in this type edition too, where it's like it's soft, but it's hardback. It's like padded, has the ribbon. So yes, I think I'm going to, instead of reading Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone, I think I'm going to reread all of these this year, which will take up a lot of my time. And here's the thing, I want to read everything with you guys. I want to be involved in everything, but I can't. I mean, part of it is my anxiety, but another part of it is last year, even though I read so many fantastic books that I were not on my radar at all, and I loved it. There were some books that it's like, well, I missed out. I read a 600-page book, and it's like, but it wasn't a book that I wanted to read, and it was okay, you know. So it's like books I want to read, I'm setting aside for other books that I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, I'm wanting to read that. Honestly, I feel like it's going to be a reread year. I've been wanting to reread a bunch of Stephen King. And yeah, so we'll see. And right now my my boyfriend actually gave me Billy Summers to read. So I am not that far into it, but I'm loving it. It reminds me, and he had said this too, it reminds me of Misery. Because so far there aren't any supernatural things happening. It's like real life, you know, and it's about Billy Summers, who's a hitman. So I'm loving it. So anyway, I hope I mentioned, oh gosh, I almost forgot this. So I haven't checked to see if his videos are still there, but I just want to mention this so that way if you guys have not checked out all his videos that you do, because when people say they're quitting BookTube, I never know, are their videos going to disappear or are they just going to keep them up for us? So hopefully he keeps them up for us. But I was so sad, yet I completely understand, because making videos it's difficult. It's hard to sit and talk to yourself. Once you get the comments and the community, it's better. It's like, oh, it was worth it. It was worth sitting there being, you know, worrying or, so yeah. But anyway, Yeri over at Drawn to Stories, he is no longer making videos. I hope he kind of like will make us a video here and there just to update us with what's going on in his life. But I'm going to miss him so much, and hopefully he's still in the background, you know, watching and commenting. But I'm also, he looks so good. He looks so happy. So yeah, I'm glad he's not doing something that he wasn't really comfortable doing, but I'm going to miss seeing his face. So anyway, I'm going to link him down below. Also, if you haven't checked him out, just check him out, because like I said, I don't know how long his videos will stay up. Hopefully he keeps them up for us forever and will update us here and there in life. But anyway, yeah, so I want to thank everybody for watching, and I want to thank everyone who I've got all these great recommendations from watching you guys' videos. There's so many others that I could mention, but these are ones that I really want to focus on for this year. So anyway, please let me know if you guys have any books that you want to read for 2022. Let me know if you've made a video. I might have already seen it. I might not have. But anyway, Little Prim is, let's see, maybe. My hands are so cold and she's like so warm. Little Prim. She's like, put me back down. I want to sleep. All right. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope everybody's having a great day. I hear in Ohio we're getting snow on Thursday. Oh, dear. So anyway, try to stay warm, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.